Hey guys, it's Shayla, and this is Pretty Little Lies, Season 4, Episode 11, The Hold Down. Hold down, showdown, whatever. And it starts off when Emily talks to Aria and Spencer about the cross base, and that cece maybe, and about cece and stuff, and then Lieutenant Tanner comes in and talks to the girls after Hannah comes to sit down and say they're still investigating, I guess, on the house and on Wilden stuff. They found a muddy shoe in the house that would go with Wilden's case. And the girl talks to Hannah after she leaves and said, "Oh, don't be, Hannah is trying to scare us and blah 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 and all this other shit." I know Spencer, she wanted to check out the cross space, and she wanted Hannah to distract Miss DeLaurentis and also about shopping to go to the hoedown when Hannah didn't want to go in the first place. So she's doing that, and the girls are going to meet up with Spencer at 4 o'clock in Miss DeLaurentis' house to check out the cross space. Hannah talks to Caleb. Caleb tells Hannah that Mrs. Marion texted him, her mom texted him, saying that, "Oh, we're gonna have to go because she wants you to have fun and blah 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 and this and all this stuff," even though she doesn't really want to go and whatnot. My fans found my shit. Emily, she goes print out her recommendation letter, and Paige meets her and asks her what it was about, and she read the letter, and she thinks Zoe's into her and all the stuff, and this goddamn thing keeps turning my notes. Jake and Aria had this weird conversation, and then Aria asked Jake to go to the hoedown, and he agreed, and she didn't think it was going to be that easy. You know, it was going to be some type of awkward situation. Ezra and Emily talked after Ezra snapped on her. It was about Malcolm, but he basically said, "Don't tell Aria until he's ready to tell." Oh, let's see. Hannah also gets like a letter full of money, and the creepy guy Travis, who I find out his name down in the hoedown, gave her the money and all this stuff, and he's basically been following her. Toby and Spencer talk about the situation and all this stuff, and then they get in his truck, and it's his mom singing, and Toby looks like he's about to have like a nervous breakdown. Spencer tells him to take out the CD, and it's a like a little note on the CD from A saying, what is it? It's saying that's more where it came from. There's more where it came from and all that other stuff. Hannah confronts Travis in the coffee shop and then leaves. Aria and Emily, they're in the cross space looking at stuff, and then they hear a noise and get freaked out, and Spencer shows up. Then they hear another noise, and it's somebody moving upstairs. Aria checks out in the holes and almost gets her eye taken out from the sewing needles. Knitting needles, not sewing needles. They tell Hannah what happened and all this other stuff, and Emily's ready to move out and stay with Spencer. Toby gets a text. Toby gets a text about a car that's named, I think Dr. Palmer's old car or whatever. Arya gets into a conversation with Jake and Ezra, all this stuff. Emily has a flashback when she looks at that nice little baby blue, I think, what's it called? Baby blue, robin blue, whatever you want to call it. No. She gets a flashback when she sees the polish, and it's Allie and her talking about Ben and why she should break up with him and all this other stuff. Nothing really too much important there and all that other stuff. And it's basically to push her to make a decision and why not. And then she comes to the conclusion where Allie talks about how she helped her friends break up with the people that they didn't need to be with. So she tells Spencer that Allie had a gun pulled on her for helping one of her friends break up with somebody. And she came to the conclusion that maybe it was Cece who was dating Wilden, and Wilden put the gun out on her and whatnot. You know, Cece, she's talking to somebody on the phone, and then it happens to pan over to the red coat that's on the chair. So I don't know whether the hell she's red coat or just part of the 8, or she's part of the 18. I don't know. And my thing, Cece could be talking to Ren. That's I see it. That's what she could be talking to. The whole down starts. Hannah and Caleb come in. Travis talks to Hannah and say he was the one that put the money in the locker, and that it could help his mom. Help her mom and stuff. And they start to talk about the situation, about what happened at the lake. She goes to dance with him. He tells her the whole story about how he was at the lake with his family, and that he's seen Hannah's mom talk to Wilden and go away, and then after that Wilden gets shot after he hears the gunshot, and it was somebody else. So we already know it wasn't Mary. We already know that. Toby was looking at the text of the car and the address to Dr. Palmer's old car. He tells Spencer tells basically that she told the girls about what happened, and she didn't want to keep it a secret anymore, and blah blah blah. And Toby got mad and basically said, "Oh, you basically chose your friends over me." I don't see it that way. I see it as Toby, she's trying to help you and she's trying to help her friends too, and she's trying to protect both of everybody, basically. She tells Caleb to go follow him. Hannah goes to talk to Travis. Travis goes to police and talks to Lieutenant Tanner. Emily goes talks to Paige. Arya goes talks to Ezra, and all this whatnot. Toby almost gets caught by the police. I don't know, there's something moving. It was a fan. Anyway, Toby and Caleb almost get caught by the police because Toby's trying to break into Dr. Palmer's car. Spencer goes talks to Toby on the phone. He tries to call Toby on the phone. Ezra and Arya talk about the whole situation with Malcolm and Cece, who was in the A hoodie. So most likely we're finding out she's on the 18. But that was an obvious thing. She's on the 18. She's trying to listen to the whole conversation between Ezra and Arya and whatnot. And then you see somebody in a hoodie knitting something, and then stabs one of the knitted dolls. That was pretty much Pretty Little Liars in a nutshell.